Definitely a song that comes on in the car and you end up singing.
Every time.
The Pacers aren't singing.
No, they're not feeling good, Piano Man.
123 to 107. Largely blown out most of the game. And Halliburton didn't really get it going until the fourth quarter when the game was kind of over.
He didn't do a lot in game one either. That was the funny part. But he hit the shot that everybody will remember. He had what should have been the first Mike Breen bang of the series, but he didn't get a bang.
I believe he is rightfully a polarizing superstar conversation point.
Yeah.
Because he has moments where you go, my God, 32, 14, and 15.
That was awesome.
And then he has a lot of these kind of 16, 8, and 4 type lines. I know that wasn't his official line yesterday. Yesterday he was 17, 6, and 3.
Not terrible.
No, but also most of the game not amazing at 5 turnovers. I'm not trying to do the whole, like, every game react.
In one direction or the other. Are the Pacers going to do this?
Yeah, right.
Will the Pacers win a game?
Yeah, right.
Back and forth.
I mean, I just think mathematically what the Pacers have done has been not only historic, but, like, it just doesn't feel sustainable. But I also think they're going to win a game in Indy. And I could be way wrong on that because that Thunder team, the one that didn't blow game one, the one that had the lead and then stepped on the throat, I can't tell you, Dirt, how many times, because I stopped caring about the gap was so big that I stopped caring about keeping up with it live, that I would stop and show my daughter this. Watch this play. This is basketball right here. Jalen Williams dribbles up, hits corner Caruso. Caruso basically indicates to pop out SGA. SGA pops out, triple threat, swing it around to Williams. Williams to Wallace. Wallace, quick over, back to Caruso, who went oppo corner, wide open 3, bang. Like, that is orgasmic basketball.
Yes.
I did that like 4 or 5 times because this game was so bad that I'm like, I can catch up. I'll be okay. I'm not going to miss anything.
Let's have this just be a teaching point for young basketball players.
But, you know, much like the Pacers won game 1, people were like, oh, my God, are they going to do it? It is a lot today of like, okay, see, it's over. They're going to win in 5.
Yeah, you're gonna go in both directions throughout the course of a series. I didn't give it much of a chance to be a series when it began, and my mind didn't change a lot after game 1 because I'll reiterate what I said on Friday, and that just essentially was, how many times can Indiana do that? You cannot find yourself in a 15 to 20-point deficit for the majority of the game and come back consistently against a team that's this talented.
Hard to win a title that way.
Like, you just can't. And so, like, you gotta be competitive in the first half, give yourself a puncher's chance going into the second half, and then maybe somebody gets hot. For the whole Halliburton superstar conversation, he has not been great in this series. He's had some down moments so far in the playoffs, but he's hit a lot of memorable shots and had a lot of great moments throughout the course of this run, including the game winner essentially in game 1. The tough part is, though, added on top of him not playing at that high of a level is the guy that I circled going in saying if Indiana had any chance, they needed him to play well, and he has not done much in the first 2 games either, and that's Pascal Siakam, who went for 15 last night on 3 of 11 shooting.
You didn't think he was good in game 1?
I mean, he was fine in game 1.
I thought he was the only reason they were able to kind of float around.
Sure, he hung him around in the first half, and then they had other random guys kind of go off in the second half. But he's coming off a series against New York where he was averaging almost 26 points a game and shooting 52% from the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, he's shooting 38%, averaging 17. And having 15 last night, I thought was kind of a letdown game on 11 shots. It's not very efficient. He just got to the foul line a ton, and that's what helped him a little bit. But you got to have one of your 2 guys show up with a big offensive performance because OKC has too much depth that they can throw at you.
Well, I think the thing about that is when you watch OKC play last night, and you saw this in game 1, but it just kind of died because their offense couldn't convert. God, that defense.
Yeah.
I mean,
they can throw so many different guys at Halliburton to make his life hell, and he's got to get rid of the ball because it's the right basketball play, and then somebody else has to do something.
It just feels like every time somebody on Indiana drives, I mean, you get into once in a while, you get Turner who makes a good move on Chet, or Pascal made some good cuts and some good moves, but it just feels like through 2 games, the thing that I keep coming back to is every time it feels like somebody drives for Indy, there's 3 players just instantly swarming them.
Just waiting for you.
And yesterday, they didn't have 25 or 19 first-half turnovers and 25 total, but 15 turnovers. It just felt like also a lot of lost possessions where bad shots were thrown up because they have them panicking and in the shot clock. Oh, I got to hoist a grenade type vibe. So it's just like Oklahoma City's defense. I think ultimately, if they win this series, as it goes back to Indiana tied at 1, I think if it goes back and Oklahoma takes care of and puts a stranglehold on it, I mean, we're going to talk about how complete a roster they are, how they share the basketball. Like every single player is looking to pass.
Yep.
Not even SGA, the best player of the MVP, is not looking to shoot. He just once in a while takes his moments. I think we're going to go back to the defense. It's absolutely the defense. Having this ability to have that many wings, athletic dudes, run around, switch, not have a problem switching, and then you've got a 7-foot guy who weighs 110 pounds, but man, is he athletic and rangy and lengthy, and he can make up some ground too. It's tough to beat that kind of defense, man. This is really one of the better defenses we've seen in the NBA Finals in a long time.
And it doesn't get talked about a lot. When I watch them on the other side of the ball, on the offensive end, there's a very strong Spurs vibe to it.
Yes,
where
very
it
Spursy.
seems like
yes,
they're all
I think their whole organization feels very Spursy.
very similar, right?
SGA is Duncan. It's like he'll give you some good answers, but largely it's not like controversial.
No.
He was asked, how do you define, MVP, superstar, face of the league stuff? And he was just like,
He's not a very flamboyant personality.
I don't know.
He's not outspoken on a lot of things. I don't
No.
know a lot about him other than his nationality, and he knows what a pro wants and what a pro needs. Like, there's not many things that stand out when you think about him, but the way that they move, the way that they pass, the way they distribute, and the way it's always about the team
It's
on that
gorgeous.
side of the ball.
I'm jealous.
It really is a gorgeous brand of basketball. I'm going to hold out a little bit of hope that Indiana maybe gets a win back at home, at least pushes the series a little bit. Last night was, really 85% of the series so far has not been very encouraging for
No.
Indiana, sans that fourth quarter comeback. But that is going to be a really cool scene to see them hosting an NBA Finals game again for the first time in a long time.
I tend to agree with you. If it goes back to OKC 2-2, like, we shouldn't be sitting here going, well, OKC's still going to win. Like,
No.
we should still give the Pacers some benefit to be able to do it. I'm excited to see it go back to Indiana. Did you notice anything on the court last night?
I did notice something on the court last night.
So we had talked about this, how the NBA, and it wasn't just the court for me. Like, I saw a clip after our show Friday from Amino Hassan, who's like, they actually haven't had anything on the court since 2014,
Yeah, we
casuals. And I'm like, that's not the point, bro.
we
Like,
complain about this every year. It's been a thing every year.
it's just gotten worse and worse, and
Yeah.
you can't care more about your IST than your finals. Like, give me my intro. Give me everything. Give me as much
Yeah.
pageantry as you can. It's your championship.
We do this every year with the Super Bowl too. When they release a Super Bowl logo and graphic, we say the same thing every year. What happened when these used to be great? When they were like shaped after the city that the Super Bowl was being played in, every single one was unique, and that's not the case anymore.
Well, and so Adam Silver responded because he is very online and he sees it. And the minute there's negativity, he has to respond to it. So he sees the reaction to people just saying like, yo, this doesn't feel like the finals. I know it is, but it doesn't feel, you guys aren't making it a bigger deal. That it should be bigger. And he goes, yeah, we'll look into putting things on the court next year. And I'm like, oh, that's great.
Great
Good news.
Got to watch this NBA Finals without any sort of logo, any sort of trophy, nothing.
Well, little did I know that they were going to digitally add the trophy to the court. And that's exactly, they did the most lazy possible thing you could do. Here's your digital Larry O'Brien trophy on the court.
Looked like it was drawn on some computer program, too. It didn't even look like a clear picture.
What is it? Is it Microsoft Paint? Looks like something that I would have created in 5th grade. And they're like, just throw it on the court. They just want to see something.
Draw the Larry O'Brien for 5th grade art class, and you're going to end up on the court of an NBA Finals game.
I think it kind of sums up my point, but also the league's problem is, look, they've already gotten to this point without it. Just finish this series and step it up next year. But they're so online that the 5% of active Twitter users who complain, they think the whole world is screaming and caring of like, oh my God, they're mad at us. Let's do something. Instead of just saying, yeah, all right, we'll address it. Sorry about that. We'll move on. Get through this finals. We'll do it next year. The digital thing, they just added to it yesterday. I thought it was hilarious.
To add even more to it as well, it was funny. Now, you might correct me if I'm wrong on this, but because I was kind of in and out watching the game and it was a blowout, so I'm not I'm not glued to it every second. I believe I read, too, that it was only on the court for certain pockets of time, and then, it wasn't on the court the entire game. They just had it on for little snippets, and then they would switch it out with another advertisement.
It was finals or it was the trophy.
Yeah,
It would
see, I
switch
thought
in and out.
I thought I saw the screen a couple of times where I looked up and I'm like, that's an advertisement. That's not an NBA Finals YouTube TV, and the trophy is now gone.
Yeah.
We're selling something else for this, stretch of basketball, and then we'll get back to the trophy.
It just was weird because it'd go from trophy to finals.
Yeah, because it should be on the floor. It shouldn't change because it should actually be on the court of the NBA Finals.
Agree 100%. I just also find the digital advertising on the court bizarre.
It's horrible.
It's it doesn't make or break me watching the sport. It is odd.
It's frustrating.
Does baseball have any equivalent outside of behind the home plate advertising they do digitally? Like, they don't do anything on the field.
They do.
Imagine if they had something in center field.
Just like a huge logo in the middle of the field.
Yeah, like instead of the MLB All-Star Game cutting and mowing a logo the way they do.
Sure, there's a giant Geico advertisement out there. Like, what is this nonsense,
MLB All-Star
dude?
Game, Geico.
This is the World Series. What is happening right now? Sometimes I'll see teams put a graphic on the back of the pitcher's mound, like impose an advertisement on the back of the mound.
Seen that. I think you're right.
I've seen those a few times, but that is at least kind of out of sight, out of mind. But the ones that drive me nuts are the ones behind home plate. Like, just we're that desperate for a few extra bucks. You're making millions and millions of dollars every year. When is enough enough? Let me enjoy my fields. Let me enjoy my courts, damn it.
I tend to agree with that.
It's ridiculous. A horrible look for the NBA that they almost made even worse by reacting to it in the half-ass way that they did.
They did, yeah.
Like, just if you're going to do something about it, you have the ability to change the court out. You're a billion-dollar industry. Fly a new damn court in. Paint the thing. Get it ready. You got 7 days off in between games of the NBA Finals already.
Ortner, can you turn your mic on real quick?
No.
Also, one observation. Watching I want to say it was the halftime, or maybe it was the post-game. I didn't watch much post-game, but watching I think it was the half. They came back because they do these shorter segments on ESPN, and they have Kendrick, they've got Bob Myers, they got Screaming A. Smith.
An award-winning halftime show.
It literally, Ortner, turn the mic on, it ended with this. Let's all talk at the same time. Ready? Go.
I can't believe there was a logo on the
How did Indiana not win? Baseball was really bad.
This series should be
and I just
2-0.
couldn't believe it.
Do we really like basketball?
And then it went to commercial. And I just had Bob Myers screaming at Kendrick screaming at Bob Myers, Stephen A. like, hey, I'm Stephen A. And I'm just like, they're all screaming at the same time. And I'm like, what is this show?
This is phenomenal content is what it is.
Get them off. Get them off. Malika Andrews even, Portland's very own.
Yeah.
She asked out loud, dangerous for the Thunder to only be up 18?
Oh, they're in trouble.
Dangerous?
They blew a lead in game 1, don't you know, Bob?
They'd rather be up 18 than tied, but okay, I digress.
Maybe they want to be tied. That way they stay sharp in the second half. They don't have to worry about blowing a lead.
That show's lost I don't know who they are. They're a confused show, man. I don't know what they're doing.
Wait till they ruin the best basketball show that we have, which they certainly will do next year.